Um, I just wanted to pop on my face. I did a facial today, so you can see that skin is a little bright, and just lipstick and the eyelashes working. But I just wanted to talk a moment about compassion. I think it's so important during the holiday season to remember that you never know what someone else is going through. It's weird, the color my skin's making. Who's here? Say hello. So when I was younger, and I think I still have this journal somewhere, I had this journal that literally went all over the world with me. And when I first started it, I was a topless dancer. I was feeling really, lost and frustrated with my own actions, a lot of times confused. But I also, was trying to earn a living and figure out my way around my patterns and my way in life. And hi, who's here? Say hello. And as I was, in this place, hi, Michelle, I remember, starting this journal, and it's this really pretty red leather journal with a big heart on it. And I called it Signs of High Calling. And I called it that because, I needed something to hold on to. I'd lived with friends or on my own since I was 15 years old. Hello, Alicia. And Josh, hello. Yeah, so I'd been living on my own since I was about 15 years old. I'd been through a lot of life experience, and I just already at whatever it was, 21, 22, knew that I needed something to hold on to believe that there was more meant for me, that there was a higher calling on my life, and that Spirit was working, or there was some proof of that. And hi, Jean. And what I filled those first few pages with, and for the first few years, there were only a few pages, but I filled that with the words that people would say to me whenever they would say something really nice, like, hey, you're a really gifted person, or your presence is, really sweet. The two that I remember the most are right in that initial part was this guy who I met at the club, an older guy. Hi, Stephanie, told me, hey, I think you're going to be like Oprah one day. And, here I was like living paycheck to paycheck, blowing all my money, and then addicted to that money at the strip club. And, it was also, my self-worth was volatile. My sense of myself, my belief in myself, my belief that, I could do something else other than what I was doing and be able to provide for myself was also very limited. And so, there were a lot of really dark times and disappointing times and holidays alone, and just feelings of just self-hate, like, gosh, how did I get myself into this? Why do I keep making these choices? Why do I keep choosing this environment? And why aren't I a better mother? And why aren't I a better this? Hi, Corinne, or Corinne. I had all these shaming ideas and beliefs, and thanks for the love and the likes, and a lot of self-doubt, and for that time in my life, that was what my brain came up with was the best that I could do, or the best place to be. And I remember really efforting. I was reading all the books. I would take my checks and go to Half Price Records and Books and spend $700-800, in a weekend on self-development stuff. So, I was not so much the cliche dancer, and that I really, and not that the cliches are all true, but I really wanted to be different and do different. I didn't know how. And even whenever I'd get an idea, I'd go blow all the money, and then I'd need money, again. And so I'd be back in these same patterns. And anyway, I started this book. And in there I would write things like I had a dream and an angel told me that I mattered, but mostly it was full of things that people said, like, hey, you really make a difference, or you're special, or there's something about your presence that, matters. And whenever someone would say something like that, I'd write it down in this journal. And you guys, for years, it really only had a few pages full of those things, but I read them. Hi, Dawn Green. You were one of the people who spoke into my world. But I read these pages again and again and again, and especially, when I was really down on myself or really feeling alone, or, it brings tears to my eyes a little bit thinking about thinking about some of the times, that I was really struggling. I was really making, thanks for the love. This is definitely on my heart today. I really remember times when I felt, so frustrated with myself, and I was making not good choices and not good decisions, but in my heart, some of you have probably felt like this before, in my heart, I was trying, so hard, and I so wanted to do the right things and to be the right kind of person and to show up for the people in my world. And I was having a really hard time. And so, and so in those moments, I would open up this little journal and find these words of encouragement, these words from other people that were in and coming from a compassionate place, Thanks, Stephanie. And, they would be giving love or belief, or they saw something in me for a moment that, that I could not see in myself at the time. And you guys, I would hold on to those words, and just, through all the mistakes, they were guiding lights, those words of kindness just helped me so much, helped me keep going, helped me have patience with myself, helped me make better and better choices. And slowly over time, those, words, along with all the work that I was doing, helped me to, move to a better position, in my world. And of course, I'm still learning. Of course, I'm still making mistakes, but I don't rely on that journal anymore. In fact, I was hoping to find it before this live, and I'm not sure if I even own it anymore, but I kept it for years, at least 10 years. I mean, I know it went to Egypt with me. Hi, Eddie. And so I just want to remind you that, one, to have compassion for yourself, because we're always growing and learning, and also to have compassion for other people. Hi, Love Day. Because you never know what someone else is going through. And the other thing that I wanted to say is just that I am so grateful for the people over the course of my life that didn't know me, that are written down in that journal as like the lady who said God had a calling, for me. Or the nice lady at the grocery store that told me there was a light in my eyes, because you don't know what another human being, well, for me, it meant everything. And I'm telling you, kindness and love are my religion. They're core to my religion. And part of that is because of how meaningful the kindness of other people, how meaningful that was to me in my own journey. And I want to remind you that as you're out and about in the world right now, hi, Suzanne, and this has been an emotional one for me. It is my special lady time, so I allow that. But, as you're out and about in the world, being with other human beings at a time when things can feel sensitive for some people, just remember compassion. Lead with compassion. Lead with your encouraging words. Take time to say something nice to someone, because you never know. You never know who you're connecting with. And the last thing I'm going to say about that is I was listening to Oprah a few days ago, and she was talking, she was interviewing a reverend who was a singer, also a gospel singer. And she was talking about how when she was young, she went up to him. He remembered. She went up to him and said, hey, by listening to your voice, you seem like someone I can talk to. Can I talk to you? And he invited her over for dinner with his wife and everything. And he told her, I think, God is going to use you to speak to millions. And Oprah said, do you really think God would do that for me? And hi, Cheryl. And that's probably what reminded me of this whole journal that I have, and that I've had. But I just want to remind you, Medicine Mama, I love your live videos. Oh, Sydney, thank you so much, love. I just want to remind you that you never know where someone is. You never know what word they may be holding on to. It's still bringing tears to my eyes. So I'm just so grateful. I just really remember, feeling very alone, and these words from beautiful strangers or people that barely knew me gave me just what I needed to keep going, So thanks for witnessing me and my share. And as always, I come on hoping that the most perfect people that are supposed to see this and that need to hear it will hear it. So, my prayer is that I'm consistently compassionate with myself and compassionate with other people, and that I remember to lead with love, to lead with kindness. Thank you. Thanks for the love. And boy, am I feeling this one today. So, and for all of you that are natural encouragers, just know that medicine is great medicine to the world. And that when we have it to give it. And even when you feel like you don't have it to give, it doesn't take a lot of effort to say, something kind, to leave someone with some little happiness about them. And you never know. I mean, I remember this isn't huge, but I remember being at Six Flags Vizena, and there was a young man there, and asking him about his name, and started talking about the name meaning. And then, he was young, he was probably 20, and he just stopped and said, no one really looks at me in my eyes. Like, wow, how refreshing, and thank you for taking time to go over my name, and in a world, hi Angela, in a world where, we have our phones and we're busy and it's Christmas and we're going. just stop, and when you feel compelled, just to ask your heart, to lead you through your day, and take the time to make eye contact with someone, with a stranger. Take the time to encourage the people around you. Take the time to love one another, because the world is thirsty. It's thirsty for your love. Hi, Haley. Hi, beautiful. Yeah, and the more of us doing that, not only do we get the medicine of the love running through us, but you seriously never ever know what the person is wearing, in their heart, in their mind, in their body, and you don't know what it can mean. Yeah, people are so thirsty for love, and connection. And that is the gift, probably the greatest gift of life. At the end of the day, we'll remember all the things that we've achieved and, the goals that we went after and all of that. But we'll remember who we loved and who loved us and how we were loved, and, and people will remember how they were impacted by your light and your love. So if you're still watching, just know that I love you. I appreciate you. I know sometimes I get on here and I'm a little fierce and it can sound like I'm griping. But just remind me to stay in my heart if I get off track. But I just wanted to say that I love you. I appreciate you. You're not alone. You're held. You're seen. And may we all lead with compassion. I love you too, beautiful. Talk to you soon. Bye. Mwah.